Wonderful. Well, thank you, Nihit, for sharing a little bit more about yourself. Perhaps, yeah, can you start by telling us a little bit more about you and your background?
Um, I'm currently doing a master's in AI, and I've got a bachelor's in psych, which I think I attribute to why very interested in consumer software. Like, one software and a billion users is kind of my motto. Um, and it's a more challenging thing than doing business software. Business software is very easy. You go to the business and you ask them what they want. Whereas there's no way you can survey a billion people and ask them what they want. You sort of have to go off theories and the work people have done in the past, which is a much difficult task. But I like it. So my interest is in consumer software, and the long-term plan is to eventually go into consumer hardware.
Very cool. Yeah, you're right. It is difficult to survey a billion people. That'd be a mammoth task.
Yeah.
And what about what are you doing for work and your business? What does that look like?
Yeah, so we're looking at creating a mobile app to make it easier for small to medium enterprises and job seekers to find jobs, and also looking at ways where you can reduce the stress for job seekers, um, to make the overall process a whole lot easier uh, compared to the methods that we use today. So, yeah.
I love your work, mate. Yeah, it can be very long, drawn out process for job seekers with a lot of barriers. So, I really believe in what you're doing. And yeah, I'm curious, what were some of the challenges that you experienced before you started working with me?
Um, I think some of the challenges were like, an entrepreneurship is not like a job where you're given tasks and you know what to do and then you do it. It's very much like an open-ended box of chaos, and then you sort of came in and you said, well, these are things you should focus on as they'll have the largest impact, and they did. Like winning that, getting the popular vote for that the pitch competition was great because it meant the work that you put in actually paid off. It wasn't just like with entrepreneurship or coaching, it can be just a lot of fluff and a little bit like consulting. Whereas your work was like, no, no, these are the things that you need to focus on. Like you basically got a very open-ended field, and you sort of broke it down into like doable tasks.
That's wonderful to hear, mate. Yeah, and you walked away with some cash as a prize as
Yeah,
well from that pitch competition as well. Is that right?
yeah, yes, I did. Yeah, it was nice. Me and the whole team, we got a bit of cash, which was, I think, it was good validation to sort of say, yes, this idea is worth something pursuing. And ever since then, ever since the coaching we've done from that competition, the idea's really matured and it's at a point where it's ready for the market, which I don't know if it would have happened had you not brought your experience from LinkMate in.
I'm touched to hear that, mate. Thank you for sharing me here.
No
Um,
worries.
what would you say? You know, your business and your life has looked like since you invested in coaching. Like, what have been the ripple effects?
Um, I think it's just purpose. Like before before coaching, I wasn't really sure what to do on a day-to-day basis, but now I sort of have an idea. I'm like, okay, these are the things I need to get done before doing other tasks. So it really helped in um, sort of understanding what's the work that needs to be done, because before the coaching, it was very much an open-ended, you know, thing, and you could really get distracted very easily by doing things that had little to no impact.
So true. Yeah, there's always a never-ending list of tasks to do, and can be difficult to focus your energy in one direction. So I'm glad that you've been able to do that.
Yeah,
At least, yeah, driving in the right direction.
yeah.
Um, what would you say, Nihit, was your favorite part of working with me?
Um, I think coaching or consulting can go in a way where your coach will just like become a yes man and just say whatever you want to hear to keep you happy. Whereas you didn't do that. You actually said like no, what you're doing is wrong, and you need to sort of do a 180 and focus on these things. Like, yeah, so like I've had coaches who can sort of just they're just trying to please you and keep you going till the next session, whereas you're like, no, slow down, put this away, and work on this. And obviously, like evidently, it's been impactful. So.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, mate. Yeah, and I think you touched on it briefly before, but if you can just elaborate in terms of where you think you would be and how you'd be feeling now, I guess, if you hadn't taken the chance to work with me.
Um, I think a similar place I was sort of 6 months ago, um, where there was no clear direction in terms of the work I need to do. It would be very much, oh, I'm gonna work on UX and UI today. I'm gonna work a little bit on the pitch. I'm gonna work on a wide variety of things, which yes, slowly get you forward. I, don't- you know, I think I would only get like 5 to 10% of work done that I had, um, if I hadn't sort of got your coaching, whereas you really solidified things and said, put this aside. This is not important. This is sort of like vanity work. Focus on this.
Mm,
And I think it is very much a gray area, but in terms of what to focus on. But like I said, like you've got the experience from Linkmate, and you know what entrepreneurs should focus on and what they shouldn't focus on. So
true. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you, Nihit.
yeah, no worries.
Um, is there anything else that you would add that we haven't covered?
Um, I've got a lot of friends who are entrepreneurs, so I'm gonna sort of reach out to them and say, hey, if you're feeling stuck, just go have a chat with David. Um, like I think even one session with you is really good, but obviously like the effect really compounds when you do a few sessions, and I can sort of come back and say, this is what I've done over the past few weeks. What do you think? And then even towards the end, you sort of gave me a lot of resources which I can use after the coaching to really keep the momentum going and keep that tempo of work.
Wonderful.